So you guys need to like pay attention so you know the song, so that when all the late people come and we play it again, you guys like already know what you're doing. Okay?
Yes. Hi, Frank.
So we're gonna get started.
Hi, Laura. Hi, your seats.
You guys ready?
Hi, Kate.
And it's like a clapping song, so you guys need to like stand up. Like we gotta get pumped.
Good job.
We gotta get pumped because we're celebrating today.
welcome to Anthology. We are so happy to have you here. If this is your first time, we want you to text the word welcome to the number on the screen. That's 951-801-5193. What it's going to do is going to send you a link. Just click on the link on your smartphone there, and it'll take you to a place where we can get to find out more about you, and you can find out more about our church. There's all kinds of details on our website and all that.
For our second announcement, as some of you may have noticed, we are celebrating today. We have birthday balloons in the back because the shelters had their baby on Friday. And he's just delicious. So we just want to send prayers their way. They're all doing really well. Melody loves him, and they're all doing really well. So send prayers their way. Make sure that everything keeps going good.
Yes, and on your way in, you should have got one of these. This is our bulletin. Inside, there's all kinds of information about all the midweek gatherings that we have, as well as some other cool stuff that we have going on, such as our youth group and our young adults group that meets on Monday, all that. And you can also use this bulletin. It has our address and a map of where we meet on the front. You can use it as an invitation for your family, your friends, and your coworkers. Just by handing this to them, they have all the information that they need to find their way here.
And after the announcements, we're going to be taking an offering. But if you would like to give online, you can go ahead and text GIVE to the same number, the 951-801-5193. And it's going to send you a link. And you just go there and you can give your donation online that way.
All right. Also in the bulletin, there was a welcome card. You can fill that out, and we can find more about you on there. And there's also a place on the back to write out a prayer request, and we have a prayer request box that's out on the welcome table as well. If you put your welcome card in there with your prayer request, our prayer team will be praying for you throughout the week. And of course, we can connect with you better if you fill that out, get us some contact information and stuff like that.
Also, out on the welcome table, we have a suggestion box. So if there's anything that you think we could improve on or expand on, please feel free to leave a suggestion there. Also, we have free food in the back. It's actually from Trader Joe's. I don't know if that's ever been shared before, but it's actually from Trader Joe's, so it's really nice. It's awesome that's brought for us every week. So if you're going to use it or if you're going to give it to somebody, please take it. It's there for anything, for you to take.
Right, and we're happy to announce that Anthology is starting a new discipleship process. This is officially going to be called Chapters. And it's going to be headed by Mr. Matt Greer, who is not here. But anyways, if you know him, he's great. Anyways, it's going to be meeting for the first time on October 1st, Sunday morning at 9 o'clock before church. So it's going to be in here at one of the classrooms that we have available. It is a systematic discipleship course designed to equip you to be able to disciple other people. And that goes along with our slogan that is, make disciples who make disciples.
Another thing that we offer here at Anthology is small teams. We have a couple of small teams that are going on right now. So if you are not involved in a small team and you want to get involved, please see Sunny and Gay after church. They're not here. But if you want to get in touch with them, you can talk to anybody on staff, or we can give you their numbers if you're on staff. So if you want to get involved, just talk to one of us.
Okay. Also, we want to announce Sunny and Gay's small team, which is meeting at their house starting this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. They are currently looking for someone to lead worship. If that's something that you're interested in, if you can play the guitar, sing, or something like that, get in contact with them. And their address, there it is. So if you want to take a quick picture of that with your phone, you can do that. Otherwise, there's information about that in your bulletin.
Another small team that we have going on that I believe just started this Friday is at Lancy and Jill's house. I heard it's great. I'm going to be able to start coming soon. So I'm really excited about that. If you are a woman and you're not connected anywhere, this is a great opportunity for you to get connected with another group of women and just be feed off of that and fellowship, and it's really great. So I would really encourage that.
At this time, I'd like to call the ushers to collect the morning offering. And if you would bow your heads with me, we'll pray for a blessing on that right now. Lord, thank you for this family that we come to be a part of every Sunday, but also throughout the week. Lord, I pray that you would bless this opportunity for us to give sacrificially in order to surrender a part of ourselves, Lord, so that you can use us in a very tangible way to further your kingdom and to really move through the mission of this church. We pray for a blessing on that at this time, and we just thank you for everyone that's here, and we pray that you bless the rest of the morning. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I wanted to thank all of you for coming today. I really appreciate it. Frank has obviously done a great job with connecting with all of you and getting you all to be here on a regular basis. And he's not here today, so the fact that you guys still showed up shows your commitment, and it shows just your laughter. It shows your commitment. It shows your love for God's people. So I wanted to thank you. So today, in place of our man and our pastor Frank, we're going to have an awesome speaker. He is a family friend of mine. I've known for a really long time. The man, the myth, and the legend, Doug Blickhan.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming here. All right, so while I take just a minute to get myself ready and my stuff together, just talk amongst yourself about Frank and the baby and how you heard about it, how you found out about it, and that stuff. So give me just 1 second. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about dreams. We've got 2 different types of dreams I'm going to talk about. The first part is going to be the science of dreams and kind of what goes into the scientific part of dreams, and then we'll move into more of the fire-filled dreams that guide your life. So in the beginning, Carl Jung was born July 26, 1875 in Switzerland, and he died in 1961. I put a quote up here. Since we have forgotten the age-old fact that God speaks chiefly through dreams and visions. His studies on dreams would go on to be, still even today with scientific advancements, still would be a big part of dream sequences and how people would dream and relax and dream. So the next person that also is worth mentioning in the scientific part of dreams is Sigmund Freud. A controversial psychiatrist who wrote down the state of dreaming into 3 different parts. Broke it down into the id, which is centered around the primal impulses and the pleasures and desires. The second part he spoke about was the ego, which is concerned with the conscious and the rational and the moral and the self-aware aspect of the mind. And his third part was the superego, which is the center for the id, which also represents the influence, the moral code of the ego. Both of these guys would be well known for their studies on dreams, and one thing that they both definitely could really get together on is that most of all the dreams that people have, especially the night type dreams, or whatever time you may be sleeping, is during REM sleep, which is the most deepest part of sleep that there is. But the problem is, in my opinion, when we get into why we don't. So my next part is called relax. or not. So we're kind of getting into why we don't get enough REM sleep. And I feel like the number one cause of not sleeping properly is stress. I'm going to get into a couple of the reasons why I feel that stress affects people. Number one, I think work schedules have gotten so hectic these days that people really have a lot of stress about work. They have a lot of anxiety about the commute, about the drive, about all the stuff that goes into a rigorous work schedule. I know a lot of you personally, and I hear the work schedules that everybody keeps, and I'm one of them. So I know a lot of people have stressful work stuff. And rocky relationships can do that. And as a matter of fact, stress can actually truly make you sick. It floods your body with adrenaline, and then it activates the fight or flight deal, and it activates at a time when it doesn't need to be activated. The next thing that causes stress is money. So money truly is listed as one of the number one common causes of breakups in relationships. And I think that living here in Southern California, I'm going to actually hit on our regional stuff a couple times during this message. Southern California, with the weather, lack of natural disasters, which we're seeing happen, on the coastal parts of, the South, cost a lot of money to live around here. I think that the stress of creating enough money to truly be relaxed enough to get ourselves into some of these states to where we can actually relax and start to motivate ourselves is very difficult to get into. So, definitely money is a key factor in a lot of relationship breakups and the stress. The next thing that I'm going to cover is health. So I put this picture up here because a week or so ago, he joined us and he really elaborated a lot on his ideas of his spiritual health versus his physical health. And we can definitely see that physical health is definitely where it needs to be. But he spoke and freely admitted that in the process of achieving this, he had let his spiritual muscles, get weak. So I think that we need to truly pay attention to not just the health aspect of science, and that we need to keep our spiritual muscles worked as much as that. As I was preparing this message, especially when I hit the health part, I started reading about some health issues in this country that are becoming, so forefront: obesity, heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, depression, and cancer. A lot of these things, there are some parts of this we can do stuff about, and others are environmental changes that are happening in the world today. So we're just encouraging everybody to do your best to keep your physical, your mental, and your life health, as close to your heart as you can. These are big issues in the world today, and begin to wonder as everything changes, how these diseases and how these things are going to move through. So the next part of this is relationships, and I think that relationships today look a lot different than they did in past years. I think the internet has really created an amazing amount of people to meet, but I think it has created a different way to meet. The lack of face-to-face interaction, the lack of emotion that goes along with it. I think nearly everybody has Facebook, and Facebook lists the people that are on Facebook as your friends. And I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if truly everybody that's listed there are friends. I think friends are in a different category than that. And I feel, I have two millennial kids at home, and I'm sort of getting a little bit older, but I think I fall right in the middle of trying to understand the difference between truly the face-to-face meetings and the type of meetings that we get when we do online. I've spoken to a lot of people who have contacted people, online, and they feel like they know so much about them. They feel like they know the person. They feel like they know everything about them, but I really feel that it creates a rush to get into relationships that may not be as healthy as they seem. So with relationships, I think that as we move through life, it's good that we all meet and greet, and it sort of ties into all of the stuff that we've been doing since we started mythology here. The small groups, the things, a lot of people go to the gym 2, 3, 4 times a week. A lot of people do lots of things during the week, but traditionally when it comes to the spiritual side, we meet once a week. And I just don't think that's enough. I think getting involved in the small groups and the small teams that the church offers is very important. I'd like to share just a little bit of a personal story about online stuff and things. Is in Mitchell, who's my oldest son's sophomore year in high school, he was struggling to pass a couple of classes, and Cheryl, my wife, told me that he was going to have to take a couple of classes in the summer. And you guys all know, or a lot of parents know, the stress of driving the kids back and forth to school. So now it's going to entail taking them back and forth to school in the summertime. So she said, no. I'm not going to have to drive him. He's going to take online classes. I thought, well, perfect. I mean, the development of the internet, he can take online summer school classes. So I asked her what class he was going to take online. She told me PE. So I quickly flashed back to my PE days at a junior high school in the Midwest. And let me tell you something, guys, you're not taking that kind of PE online. So, I think that, if we're going to take a math class or a science class or continue your college education online, that's great. But leaving it up to that group of people to take a PE class online, I think is a little stretch. So that brings me into the next group, which is family. So a lot of you guys can recognize this group of people. They're a blended family from a TV series back, I think, in the early 70s or so. And what I find pretty interesting, and once again I told you I'm going to kind of hit our regional here a little bit, the cost of living, the cost of apartments. I have 2 kids, 19 and 22, who both still live with me. And I think that begins to create a whole different kind of stress. I think in the beginning, as parents, we cause the kids stress as we start to raise them and grow them and things. But what happens, there's this turn of events that happens that as now you have this group of adults living in the house, which creates a whole new chapter of stress as they're trying to make their way and do their thing. But I don't see a big shift in that. The types of jobs that are available for the groups of millennials in some cases are not as high paying, and the combination of living in Southern California creates the need for them to live with parents longer. So if I can say anything about that, I say let's learn to enjoy our families, let's learn to enjoy people, and let's learn to get along with one another. So it leads me into the next part, that is basically, what are we going to do about this? And I say we need to relax. We need to enjoy life, because I'll tell you something, folks, this is the very life that God gave us. This is the very life that Jesus died for us to have. So we truly need to slow up on wasting it and using the time a little more wisely to follow some of the dreams that are inherent in our heart. Which is going to lead me into the part of this that is really dear and close to my heart, is to be driven. The types of dreams versus faith. The sleep dreams versus faith. There we go. Dreams versus faith. I find that the difference between the sleep-type dreams and the faith, God-given dreams is vision. It's how you see yourself. It's what you want to do. I don't believe that it's merely the night thoughts that you experience while your brain sort of sorts out the day's events. What I'm talking about is continued visions and dreams and how you want your life to be. And I'll tell you something, guys. When your dreams become God's dreams, you guys will not stop. And that's definitely the fact that once you kind of blend those together, you'll really be in an unstoppable path. So as I started to write this message, some parts of it I wrote a while back when Frank asked me to speak early, but I wasn't quite ready. One crucial question that I even had about this is, How do we know the difference? How am I going to know the difference between, dreams and visions that come to me, as I sleep, and the more driven, faith-driven dreams that I have? So I made a list of things that I felt would truly help determine those two. And the first part of this is it will be bigger than you. The types of dreams that I'm talking about are the types of dreams that you won't be able to achieve by yourself. And if you think you can achieve them by yourself, then you need to redream that dream. You need to dream it bigger and better than what it was, because once you reach out to God and ask Him to help you achieve these dreams, you need to believe that He will help and He will do that. The Bible promises that all things are possible through God. And I'll tell you something. The dreams will have such energy to them, and it'll just be such an amazing feeling once you do that. And I kind of attribute it to like the shooting of a gun. Almost everybody has shot something at a target, and nobody aims low on purpose. Everybody aims right for the bullseye. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, is you need to aim right for the bullseye. But as you start to develop these types of dreams that are bigger than you, you will need people to help you. In my personal life, I own a small business. I have about 16 employees or so. And as I go through this same process of having dreams for my life and for my business and things like that, I just want to share with you, I know these names won't mean anything to you, but in just a second, I'll explain what I'm talking about. In my business, in the front office, we've got Sheree, Jim, Mitchell, Jake, which are my two boys, and June. Those are the front group that make the beginning of my business possible. And then in the back, I've got Keith, Robert, Adrian, Mike, Jim, and Matt, and Jay. I know all those names don't mean anything to you, but if you guys can just take a minute, I'm sure there's that group in your life that you rely on, that you go to, that help you bring all these dreams together. Got this Bible verse here. It says, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave in the sea, blowing and tossed by the wind." So I can get up here and I can talk all day long about dreams and visions, but if you don't, once you ask God for it, if you don't believe in it, then you're going to end up taking some steps backwards. The next part that'll help you let you know what these dreams are all about is you won't be able to let it go. This is where we get into the real center of all this stuff, because once you feel how these dreams feel, they'll almost be bothersome. So what I'm getting at is, no matter how old, how sick, or if life itself begins to beat you down, these dreams will always be in your heart. The devotion, the energy level, the drive that you have to complete these dreams and develop these dreams will be so intense that you won't be able to, you just won't be able to put them down. So the next part is that it will last forever. In my opinion, God made truth in people to last forever. So that being said, as you start to develop these dreams and start to act on them and do parts of it, I'm going to ask you to build them on a solid, never-changing foundation. And what I mean by that is the foundation that you build things on needs to be stable. It needs to be on stable ground. It needs to be scripture-driven. It needs to be in your heart. You never can waver on that. You cannot build these dreams on ego. You just can't build them on ego. If you start to express that in an ego-driven manner, it's just not going to be healthy. It states that Jesus came to seek and save that which is lost and to die for people. So the way that I really interpret that is once you seeked and found and you were saved, it'll last forever, guys. And this is the ways that you know that it's an instant need that nobody else is. That's a well-versed verse, but it just is an absolute fact. A lot So the last part of this is influences. I think that it's important that we begin to look to the people around us to see who and what we need to pick and choose, whether it's our friends, our family, or those kinds of things. Can you change the next slide? So these are the types of influences that people have: family, society, experience, friends, partners, media, celebrities. These are the things that influence our lives. And I think we need to, as we move through these things, we need to really be careful of which ones that they need. And I thought that it was fairly interesting that one thing that wasn't on here was the word coach. And I want to talk about this right here. I think that arguably this is probably one of the best athlete-coach combinations pretty much to ever be. And my question is did these guys need each other? So I think the answer is probably yes. I don't know that he would have developed the talent without the coach, and I don't know if the coach would have been able to see truly what is capable without the player. Frank talks a lot about being the coach, being our coach here, and I think that has a lot of validity to it. I think that even though we've been Christians a long time, or a short time, or you're saved or not saved, you need to look to that person. And what's interesting is I played a lot of sports in my life. Some of them were team sports, some of them weren't. But I was very heavily impacted by coaches through my years. And as a matter of fact, it's sort of interesting that even though I've pretty much been in the business that I'm in, the automotive business, pretty much my whole life, my family relocated from the Midwest to Southern California in the early 80s. My dad bought a gas station, which I thought was stupid at the time. I couldn't picture myself, pumping gas or any of that kind of stuff. But as I would kind of journey out and try different things, I would find myself right back at the gas station and began to get into the automotive business. And even though I've been in this business my whole entire life, I belong to a group called ATI. ATI is the Automotive Training Institute. And what they do is they gather business owners of the same type of business, and they help motivate us. They help keep us on track. And they do a lot of like what these two did for each other. They continue to let me know that your dreams are attainable. And they let me know that by, sort of, looking outside of yourself and realizing that dreams are truly possible. So the answer is, do we need a coach? I think we do. I think we definitely need something from the last picture to help motivate us and help guide us through the different things, if nothing else, to keep us on track. These two together won 6 NBA titles. So yeah, the coach would move on and do pretty much the same thing again, but I do feel that these two meeting and having that time was not by chance. It's the same thing that I feel about this group of people here. I don't think for 1 minute that it's just by chance that we're all together. We were all brought here to help one another move through our walk with Jesus and strengthen each other. And it has been truly, truly a blessing for me personally. Each of us are motivated by different things, and I'm a sucker for motivational videos. The person that guides me through the ATI, the Automotive Training Institute, we call him Coach. He deals with 80 businesses himself. The company deals with about 1,600 automotive shops. We share information. We meet in groups of 20, 30 or not. We actually get together and speak to each other. So I wanted to play for you guys, as I begin to close this, I want to play for you guys a video that is sent to me. These are morning motivational videos. There's a little bit of content at the end that's a little controversial, I suppose. But I really felt that this video really shows the motivation that it takes to stay on top. So if we could get the lights back there, guys. Oh, by the way, this is a little bit of a long video. It's about 4.5 minutes long, so bear with it.
The majority of people are not successful because they prepared for it. They have a mental program that it's okay to prepare more for quitting than preparing to succeed. I don't make my dreams a reality. Nobody gonna stop me but me. That's the only person that can understand. If you want to make your dreams a reality, you gotta understand that you can't quit. But this is our moment, gentlemen. This right here is our moment, guys. Now, gotta think about that just for a minute, man. This right here, this moment right here, this is our moment to where we make our greatest life a reality. Right here, right now. It all starts in our mind. You gotta fall back on everything that you've learned, everything that you've prepared, every practice that we put in. You're prepared for this right now. It's just the greatness that you've never seen before. Some of your lives you can't imagine that you could ever dream like this, and you still somewhere deep down inside are doubting yourself. But remember, gentlemen, that's the old you you're gonna fight. That old you is not ready to give up. That old you is ready to say, you are all that you are right now. Don't try nothing different. Just do what you've been doing. That's what it's gonna fight with. And guess what? It's not gonna come easy. I told y'all it's gonna be the greatest fight that you ever had in your life. But you're prepared for it, gentlemen. I will come in here and have you all practice with popcorn. I will come in here ready to have you all practice and play against some high school teams, some college teams. I'm preparing you all week after week to face down where you lose. That's right, the old you that you're gonna face as soon as you get out that gate is gonna try to knock your block off. It's gonna try to knock the wind out of you. It's like Ray Lewis, one of the most menacing and the most devastating defensive players to ever play in the league. I'm preparing you to fight greatness. I'm not preparing you for nothing weak, gentlemen. That's why I come in here enthusiastic every week, and that's why I have you rock till your hands hurt, and that's why I hold you accountable week after week after week. Because guess what? That all you is not gonna take no for an answer. You gotta knock his block off. You gotta fit dead on his line. You gotta run straight through him. That's what I prepare you for every week. You don't prepare for victory by practicing to go around Ray Lewis. You prepare for victory by practicing to go through Ray Lewis. Anybody that's new in here, I want you to understand one thing. Every week, I'm preparing you not to go around your challenges. what people may call you. You make sure a person cannot call you a quitter.
Definitely the aspect of the public worship team at this point. In the beginning of this, as you can see on my slide here, it says dares train. I'm going to put a dare out there for you guys to keep your dreams up and to never quit. So I've got one quick short more video to play before everybody speaks off here, and I think this will be recognizable to almost everybody.
Now I'm serious. A double dog dare. What else was left but a triple dare you? And finally, the coup de grace of all dares. The sinister triple dog dare.
I triple dog dare you!
Short.
Alright guys, so I'm going to close with this. Don't quit. Please stay with your dreams. And I'm going to say, like he said, I triple dog dare you guys to never give up. Thank you.
Let's stand for worship.
I feel on the side of the road. need is you. All I need is you, Lord. Is you, Lord. Oh, all I need is you. All I need is you, Lord. Is you, Lord.
know your pain. I know you're tired. I know it's hard. But you're not alone. Don't quit. Give it your all. Ask for help. I know you may feel alone, scared, depressed. But things can change, and they will. God has given himself to you. Use it. And if you have yet to receive him, just ask. Lord, you have given us so many gifts. You have given us strength, forbearance. Father, I pray that you would be with us. Give us comfort, peace, and confidence as we take on the adventures of life. Be with us today. For those of you who feel lost, who feel depressed, who feel alone, who feel like giving up, there are people in the back and on the sides that are willing to pray for you. And if you have that feeling in your heart that God is reaching for you, then you have only to accept it. And you will receive God's glory upon you.
Alright, for this last song, we're going to liven it up a bit, and we're going to worship God in an energetic and celebratory way. So let's stand and get clapping.
Spirit
cheer for the new baby shelter. All right, have a good week, you guys.
I'm just losing weight. I lost 35 pounds. Yeah, I was the fattest I've ever been this year. Yeah, it's, believe it or not, it's easy to lose weight. Because your metabolism slows down.